been so excited about being able to play your brand new single. People love to wake up to it at the moment, so we've been getting a lot of requests for it on our Brekkie show, so congratulations.
Wow, that's unreal. Thanks for letting me know.
Now,
thank you.
This is such an amazingly smooth track. It's perfect for the Australian summer. Tell us a little bit about the beginnings of this track. Where did it all start for you?
Oh, okay. So, the beginnings of this track. So, I wrote this track mid-2020. We'd been in COVID lockdown in the US for about 3 months, and I was going a little bit crazy. So, I wrote a whole album actually during that time, and this song came to me about when I was the age 22. And the reason why that was important was because this is a bit of a funny story, but after high school I took about 5 or 6 gap years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I was 22 that I was like, okay, I know what I want to do with my life, and I started making moves towards it. So it was a very special year for me.
Yeah. So you mentioned about being in lockdown in the US. We, of course, here in Melbourne did an 8-month lockdown. But what was it like for you doing a lockdown in another country?
Oh, it was absolutely weird because I have been staying in touch with everybody back home, and you would always compare like the amount of cases back in Australia to the amount of cases in the US. So it was just really interesting to see how different parts of the world were being affected. But I'm here with my husband, and we just we lied really low. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. It definitely tested the marriage, I'm not going to lie. But I think when you get really, really bored, you do really creative things. And so in a way, it was kind of like making lemonade out of lemons with this track.
Yeah. The comparison between the two countries has been so weird. I've jumped online of a morning sometimes and said to friends in the US, oh no, we've got another 8 cases here in Melbourne, we'll probably head for another lockdown. And they write back and they go, yeah, we had another 10,000 cases in our state yesterday. It's like, you just can't fathom that difference.
Yeah, it was really, really extraordinary. And I think I really felt far from home recording and creating this song.
Yeah.
Especially with the differences with what was going on in the world. I mean, Australia had just had those bushfires and everything. It was like a really hectic year all round.
Yeah. So you used the time during lockdown to write. I know some people who struggled to write during that time, and I know other bands and artists who have told me that they've come out of lockdown with enough material for 3 or 4 albums. Did you find that your creativity kind of really came to the fore while you were on lockdown?
I think so. I think when you're put under that amount of pressure with everything that's going on in the world, like, music just becomes your kind of haven, like your place where you can create and you can be safe. So, it's funny that it's either one way or the other, but for me it was definitely a haven. Yeah.
So the video clip looks absolutely amazing. How did you go about putting the video clip together, first of all, while you're on the other side of the world, but also with the lockdowns that we had here?
Oh, well, it's this amazing invention called the internet.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, like, it's my dream to be in my own music video.
Yep.
And I've been on the music video diet for so long, like, I want to look good and whatever, but it's just not safe, like, to get together with people and film and do those kinds of things. So I met a filmmaker online, and he got my vision almost right away. And so we were kind of communicating back and forth, and it was this like remote creative activity, but we eventually got it to a place where it was really cool and really expressed what I was trying to say in the song. So first time I've done something like that, and I have to say I'm a fan.
Definitely. It's an absolutely amazing video clip, and I wanted to ask as well, we've fallen in love with this track 22. Is this kind of what we can expect from the new album as well? Because your music has evolved a lot since the first album.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I love my folk, I love my Americana and roots music, but every time I get my headphones on, I'm always listening to like indie disco or like dreamy pop or something like that. And so even though it wasn't what I could create instinctively, I really pushed myself to try and achieve that sound. And it meant that, like, instead of picking up my old acoustic, which I'm so comfortable with, like, I had to pick up an electric guitar instead. And even though I know how to play, it's not quite as natural, but I'm really happy with the sound, and I'm definitely going to keep going in this direction.
Yeah. The first album did so well and was so well received by fans and music critics alike. Did you feel pressure when you sat down to work on this album because of how well received the first album was?
Yeah, I think the pressure came from just having a completely different sound to before. I think people might think, is this the same girl? Is this the same artist? Did she even write this song? That was kind of more where the pressure came from. But so far, I've had a lot of good responses from my family and friends as far as the new direction goes. So all that pressure's off now, and I'm totally going to run with it.
Definitely. So what is the rest of 2021 look like for you? We know that the album is coming at some stage, but what else are your plans for 2021?
Yeah, well, I've got a couple more singles up my sleeve, and I would really love to collaborate. So I'm talking to people, I'm getting to know people. I would really love to do a couple of remixes of my music. So far, I've done one remix, and it's an acoustic remix. So those people that really, really love my old stuff, it will give them a bit of a taste of that.
Definitely. Well, Bernardine, I think it's time to take another listen to 22 on our show now. We are so excited to see what's going to happen for the rest of the year for you, and we really, really can't wait for the album to come out. But for now, what would you like to say to our listeners out there before they take another listen to 22?
I'd just like to say, think about when you were 22 and what you dreamt and what your dreams were, and look where you are now. And that's all I want to say.
Awesome. Well, Bernardine, stay safe, and hopefully we get to see you back in Australia for some shows, perhaps sometime this year, if not next year.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll keep you in the loop.
Definitely. Thanks. And we look forward to those new singles as well.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Awesome. I'll let you go. Have a great night, and we'll talk soon.
Talk soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.